I manage 40 client accounts at Insider as the customer success team lead. Let me show you how I'm doing it and how I think that the future of client management is basically all through prompts. So here I've got Claude Code open, the desktop app, and I'm going to log a client update. So I'm going to use Whisperflow, which is voice to text. I just had a meeting with Dell. We talked about the commercial contract, the renewal upcoming in January. They seemed receptive. We now need to discuss pricing in our next call. So you see I've entered the prompt. I'm going to hit enter. And what it's now going to do is going to update all of the relevant files that I have in my personal knowledge base, which is my CRM. And you see now here it's logged, so Dell MD has a new entry at the top of the page. So let's check it out. So I'll open up Obsidian here. This is the client page that I have set up. So Dell, it's got the the type of the company, the domain of my life that this is in. So it's Insider, created, updated, the tier, the MRR, renewal date, and who's the CSM. And you can see if I scroll down, it's got further details about the client. Key contacts, connections, and you can see here, this is where it updated the status, right? So if I do any other updates, in Claude, it's going to update this page directly, and it's going to also update all of the relevant pages with this as well. And now let's say that I've had a coffee or a meeting with an individual and I want to track this. Now this is something I often do when I meet with friends or clients, individuals. So again, same entry point. I open up Claude and I just prompt it in. I just had a meeting with Sarah Mitchell from Dell. Went really well. We talked about the upcoming client renewal. She seemed positive as well. She just thought that we may need to highlight some of the things that we've done recently to get past the technical concerns that she had. And here you can see what it's done is it's created an update on the Dell file. So let's just check it out. So commercial renewal check-in with Sarah Mitchell, positive tone, technical concerns flagged. Really cool, right? And if I want to take it further, what if I want to actually create an entity page within the CRM for Sarah herself? Create an entity page for Sarah and make sure that we track all the updates there as well. So you can see now it's created a file called Sarah Mitchell. Let's find it. So we've got Sarah Mitchell here, and you can see Sarah Mitchell, Insider 1, contact at Dell. And you can see here her details. We've got her email, her role, and also the status log there. So there's cross-reference to the original status log within Dell. And then, of course, in the future, I can say something like, for example, I have a meeting coming up with Sarah Mitchell. What are the key things that I should talk about with her with regards to the upcoming renewal? And essentially, when you do queries like this, I'll do this when I have my executive alignments and my check-in calls. With clients, I'll ask for quick roundups of the client itself. Again, I'll do it within the prompt. I'm just going to pull that information from the wiki itself, ready for me in a clean way. And as you can see, it's pulled in information from the Dell file. It's provided an account snapshot, some context of the last talking point. So Sarah's not a churn risk, but she gives some internal technical concerns she needs cleared before she can progress with the renewal. Right, some key talking points, address the technical concerns, set up a commercial conversation. It acknowledges that the renewal is 8 months out, which is the correct, date within the client file itself with the suggested agenda, etc. Now, if I want to take it further, I can even ask Claude to create a quick one-page PowerPoint slide that I can then show Sarah in the meeting. So let's do that. Create a quick one-pager external-facing PowerPoint slide using the Insider One brand guidelines to then present to Sarah during this upcoming meeting. Within it, I want to show the recent platform achievements that we've done. And previously what I'd done is I'd actually put a PowerPoint deck within Claude and I've asked it to pull the design references out of that. So it's got stuff like color palettes, font choices, etc. So now in the future, when I ask Claude to create PowerPoint slides and stuff like that, it's now going to use this design reference file to get all the design choices. And you can see it's now done. So it's created the file. So Dell platform achievements. Let's check it out real quick. So here it is. And you can see now it's got it in the design style of Insider, right? So it's got that red and black design style. So you can see multiple things that we've done. We've used Claude purely with prompts to update, a client with a timeline of status updates. So commercial meetings, commercial preparations, then a meeting with Sarah, right? So we've updated her profile, even created a profile for her. We've also then used Claude to then ask for outputs. So like a presentation, this one, which I could then use to actually show in the meeting, right? So this kind of shows you the power of using Claude as a personal CRM. And this is exactly how I'm using it for all of my 40 clients. So how do you set up this system from scratch? It's quite simple. Let me show you. The first thing you want to do is you want to create a folder. So let me go into vaults, and you can see I've got my main vault that I normally use. It's called Jonathan Wiki. That's the one I showed you now. But let's say I want to create a new one called Demo Wiki. Right, so here it is, Demo Wiki. First thing we've got to do is we have to install Claude into it. So using the Claude desktop app, you can see at the top you have several different tabs here. So you've got chat, cowork, and code. So I now use code predominantly for pretty much all things that I do. I'm then going to select the folder. So I'm going to click open folder, and then I'm going to find the new folder that I created. So it's in my vaults, and then Demo Wiki. So here, and all you're going to do is you're going to write this simple instruction. Recreate the Kapathy LLM wiki using this file here on GitHub. So I've searched for the LLM wiki by Kapathy here, and I'm just going to write this here. So recreate the Kapathy LLM wiki using this file here from GitHub. Ask me questions about my work before creating it so that it is right for me. I'm going to make it bypass permissions so that it doesn't constantly ask me about what to do. And you can see now it asks me some quick questions of how I want to set this up, and this will educate how it sets it up in the future. I'm using this for client management, so my client is, can range from Dell to, cosmetic clients, etc. So I'm an account manager. For sources, it will mainly be meeting transcripts, some PDFs, some PowerPoint decks. Scale and pace, so I'm going to probably be uploading, up to 10 sources a day. These are going to be many different meeting transcripts, etc. So the type of entities that I want, I'm going to want people, I'm going to want companies. Yep. And for workflow operations, so normally what I'll do is I'll ask you to transcribe meeting notes, I'll upload meeting notes, I'll talk about client updates, and I want you to log the client updates. I want to log updates regarding people that I meet, etc. And then you'll update the rest of the flows, and then you'll update the rest of the relevant files. And existing content, no, I don't have any existing content that I want to import. You can just start it fresh. Instead, I would prefer a flat file structure, so don't include folders like meetings, etc. Have everything in the wiki folder. So I don't want it to use lots of folders. I just want a clear file structure, so it's going to have inputs and then outputs basically. So it's going to have raw and then wiki. And I'll show you what this looks like in a second. And you can see now it's created all the files, right? So if I look into it, you can see the file structure. So let me open up Obsidian, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that specific new vault, right? So I'm going to open a folder as a vault, and then we're going to find it. So Demo Wiki. And you can see it's got three main files. So the first one is Claude, which is the README that it's gonna read to do all the updates. Then there's the index, which contains basically an alphabetical list of all the different files that it has within the wiki, so it can easily read the index to see what files to update. And then it's got a log, which is going to be the chronological record of everything that happens. So let's do an example. ingest that I had a client meeting with Dell Computers, so they are a 10,000 MRR client. They're going to renew in the 1st of January. I had a meeting with them to discuss their upcoming commercial contract review. I'm going to change this to say ingest. And what it's going to do, hopefully, it's going to create several things. First, it's going to create an entity page of Dell. It's then going to log the update within their timeline. But you see, yeah, it's just like kind of asking me some questions. So no specific Dell contacts were mentioned. Did anyone from Dell attend that you logged? If not, I'll name the attendees as TBC. First attendee was John Smith. He's the commercial director. So you see, it asks you kind of clarification questions. And really, like, when you're building the wiki using this method, it's going to ask you clarification questions to be able to like create the wiki in the way that is best for you, right? Which is really good. So it's now updated all of them. So let's go in and have a look. So first we have the client file, Dell. It's got an overview, the key contacts, the meeting history, right? So it's got this commercial review. You can see the index now has logged Dell as a client. It's logged the person, John Smith, under Dell, and it's logged also the recent meeting. And in logs, it's then like giving you basically a timeline of everything that Claude has done for you, right? And then specifically within the meeting, it's got the meeting notes here. So meeting held, discussion points, etc. And it's also now got a new entry for John Smith. So any future updates you do, again, you can open up a new Claude session, ask it to update the wiki with all this relevant information. It's going to update everything at the same time. So that's it. I've shown you how to create basically a CRM, using Claude entirely, how you can log meetings effectively, how you can paste in transcripts, how you can create PowerPoint presentations, all of this stuff using Claude, using a terminal window. Super powerful. And if you'd like more like this, so Claude tutorials for real life operators, feel free to subscribe. I'll be releasing another cool video soon.